Hello, and welcome to Higher Ed Live. It's Monday, December 22nd. It's the last day before the holiday break for most of us, last Monday on the December calendar. And what were we thinking doing a live show on Monday the 22nd before the holiday break? Thank you all for tuning in live with us. You must be skirting those last minute must-dos. And we appreciate that. And so we've got a special edition of Higher Ed Live for you today. The show would not be possible without the support of our sponsors. Higher Ed Live is produced by M. Stoner, a marketing communications firm that works with education institutions on branding, strategy, web design, and more. Terminal 4 combines digital and engagement web content management systems. They are built exclusively for higher education. They achieve online goals by maximizing the effectiveness of your digital and content strategies. Omni Update, great sponsor of Higher Ed Live, is the leading web content management system provider for higher education. The company focuses on providing an exceptional user experience to its 45,000 plus OU campus CMS users around the globe. And today I am joined by my good friend and partner in crime, Mallory Wood. We are hanging out across town from each other today. Mallory, welcome. Thanks for
Hi.
coming on.
Hey, Ashley. Thanks. Yeah, it's funny. We're less than a mile away from each other, but sitting in the comfort of our own living rooms. Hi, everybody. I'm Mallory Wood, the Director of Marketing at M. Stoner and one of the producers at Higher Ed Live. And I'm really excited to help Ashley kind of recap the year and share what we're looking forward to for 2015.
Thanks. Well, we've got a quick rundown of today's show. For those of you tuning in, we've got more people joining us as the tweets start flying. Today we're going to talk about what we did in 2014. It was a big year, and we had a lot of changes here at Higher Ed Live. We brought in a ton of people to give all sorts of different perspectives on the whole industry, new hosts, lots of new shows. So we're going to talk about what our top shows were, what the most popular ones were with you. We're going to talk a little bit about our new podcasting program that we launched this year. We've got two announcements for the top posts on higheredlive.com and a top blog article, as well as a few announcements for 2015 and a few of our own predictions on the kinds of shows that we think we're going to be talking about with you next year. So I want to bring in Mallory to talk a little bit about what is, what did we do in 2014? M. Stoner is such a big part of helping the whole Higher Ed Live team organize and think strategically about how to get our shows out there and be really meaningful in the industry. So tell us a little bit about what we tried, what was new this year, and how that all played out.
Sure. Well, first of all, what we announced at the beginning of the year is that we really wanted to focus on overall quality for the network. For the first couple of years of Higher Ed Live's existence, we fell into a pattern where we were hosting weekly. And Ashley, I'm sure you can attest to this, considering you hosted weekly for a very long time. At some point, you wind up kind of running out of topics, or you just don't know exactly who to bring on for a guest. And we really wanted to give our hosts more time to plan their shows and also standardize across the network the days and the times for the various channels. Our network's really grown. We were so thrilled to welcome a new channel this year. We brought Marketing Live into the mix, and that has been such a huge success. And in part, there's huge thanks that are deserved to FormStack, who took a risk to sponsor that new channel. But we knew that and we heard from you, our viewers, that having a standardized time for shows and easing up on the number of the shows that we were doing would help the network overall. And We absolutely saw that. You guys tuned in at record numbers to the live broadcast and watched the archives and listened to the podcast. And we just can't thank you, the viewers, enough for supporting those changes and tuning in this year. We're really excited that we hit 10,000 followers on Twitter. So a small achievement, but we were excited about that. We also hosted over 105 shows. And our podcast, which were new at the very beginning of this year, we've streamed more than 19,000 times, and the momentum is going. Just last week, we had nearly 1,000 podcast listeners. So we know a lot of you are consuming this content in your cars as you're driving to or from work, or maybe when you're on the road to a college fair. So we really appreciate, all of your support and your listens. We also had a number of new and returning hosts this year. We started up Marketing Live, and then we had a number of new hosts on our Essay Live channel, including Heather, Shay Gasser, Chris Butler, and Tony Duty. And Chris and Nicole, our two Admission Live hosts, deserve a special shout out. They've been with us for quite some time, and we're looking forward to keeping them on the books in 2015. We also had a number of guest hosts, and we're going to give some shout outs to them a little bit later in the show.
All right, well, we started a couple minutes behind, so those of you following on Twitter might have just had a little bit of a spoiler alert, because this year's most popular show comes from Chris Dorso and David Hawkins at NACAC, and we just wanted to thank them for putting together the annual show that started when the Admissions Live channel started, by kicking off each year with the state of college admissions, and it's been a great partnership that we've had with the National Association for College Admission Counselors, so huge thanks to Chris and David for putting that together. We've got all of the top shows from 2014 live on higheredlive.com right now, so you can go over and see all of those on the website. But we wanted to give a great congratulations to the Advancement Live team. The #2 most popular show this year comes from that channel, which is a recent show that really was gangbusters for a platform that talks mostly about digital content. The show that Ryan Catherwood put together about what makes a great print edition of the Alumni Magazine was our #2 show this year. So congratulations to Ryan and all his guests on that show. And then in the third place, not third place, and third in our charts here, the Marketing Live show that Amy Jorgensen put together, social media, what's the best way to communicate with our students, which, of course, that's a no-brainer how popular that show was this year. So congratulations to all our hosts. Like I said, you can go over to higheredlive.com right now and see the full list, and the playlist of all of the shows is there. So if you want to have a Higher Ed Live marathon this holiday break, we've got that playlist together for you. I also wanted to share our top 3 podcasts from this year. Higher Ed Live began offering those podcasts, like Mallory said, earlier in 2014, and we were honestly overwhelmed by the response that we've gotten moving into a whole new digital platform. So since the announcement, our top shows were, again, Chris Dorso and David Hawkins, killing it on both the web and on podcasts with the State of College Admission show. Our #2 show is a little bit different for the podcast, comes from Heather Shay Gasser and Student Affairs Live, critical issues facing student officers, and so I think we'll see more shows about leadership coming in 2015. And then #3, popular on the podcast, is the Net Promoter Score and Advancement. And that's a show with Andrew Gosen and some of his colleagues there at Cornell. So congratulations to our hosts who really helped us move that podcast forward this year, and we're looking forward to delivering both on the web and in podcast again next year. So Mallory, can you tell me a little bit about what you thought about our guests this year and all the guest hosts that you and I both worked with on the production side?
Yeah, I am just consistently in awe of the amazing guests that we get on Higher Ed Live. They are fantastic and help us bring different perspectives and expertise to the programming. We were lucky this year to have literally hundreds of people appear on Higher Ed Live, and also many guest hosts from both inside and outside of higher education. We welcomed some authors, including Dan Zion, Jeff Zelingo, Liz Gross, and Eric Qualman. We had higher ed internet celeb and BU's Dean of Students, Kenneth Elmore, on Higher Ed Live recently. And then we had some really star guest hosts, including Patrick Powers, Deb Maui, and Stephanie St. Martin, who all hosted top shows on both, according to both YouTube and iTunes. So our guest hosts really killed it with some great content this year. And I also want to give a shout out to our longtime supporters of the network who joined Higher Ed Live on more than one occasion this year, including Nick Donardis and Mayan Plout. They've been really awesome, smart, insightful guests for us, and I think Mayan's even watching the show today, so hi! So we can't thank our guests enough, and certainly there isn't time to name off every single person who made the network what it is, but Higher Ed Live is nothing without the guests that we have to interview. And so if you're interested in being a guest or a guest host in 2015, you can contact us, contact@higheredlive.com. In fact, some of our best episodes and show topics come from suggestions from viewers and people who say, hey, I've been doing some really cool things in higher ed, and I would love to talk about it in this format. So please don't hesitate to reach out to us if you're interested. I think it would be remiss if I didn't give a huge thank you to our sponsors. Without their support, Higher Ed Live simply wouldn't be possible. We really appreciate that these companies and organizations have explored opportunities to not only expand their awareness in the industry, but they're doing so in a manner that supports industry content creators. And that's a very different thing than just buying some ad space on a random website. So we appreciate that these organizations are looking for relationships that really benefit everybody and allow us to bring this free professional development to your computers every single week. So thank yous are in order to FormStack, OmniUpdate, iModules, the American Marketing Association, CHEG, ACPA, College Student Educators International, Terminal 4, Hannon Hill, Abilene Christian University, and Welcome to College. They really helped us out so much as far as providing guests and the means to produce Higher Ed Live. Of course, 2015 sponsorship is open, and if you work for a company or organization and you'd like to explore some options, don't hesitate to also email contact@higheredlive.com, and we will follow up and get back to you with some options.
Thanks, Mallory. I mean, we can't obviously put any kind of effort into Higher Ed Live without the huge backing that mStoner has given us over the past year. And I think from our viewers that have been so loyal, back when I was working on this network with Seth Odell, and it looked like a lot of times it was just two kids in their living rooms. Right now it might still look that way with the two of us sitting here in our living rooms, but
in our living rooms.
maybe that's just the way we like to work. But I can't say enough for what mStoner has done to support Higher Ed Live really expanding and staffing up and bringing in new hosts and bringing in great sponsor relationships and helping us with so many of the administrative things that need to get done to make sure that we're able to publish on the web and publish on iTunes. So thank you to all the mStoner crew. Extra thanks to our guest hosts from mStoner who bring so much expertise. And I look forward to continuing the partnership. We've got a couple more announcements to make, and congratulations to Ryan Catherwood for doing some exceptional writing on the website this year. His blog post about fundraising, titled "Fundraising Earns Alumni Engagement and Allows for Annual Fund Giving Infusion." It was our top blog post, top article at higheredlive.com this year, and Ryan writes because he sees these topics that need discussion, and he's so on point with his insights into the advancement world. So all the extra work that Ryan put in this year writing, we do appreciate it so much, and what a great article. Our top post on higheredlive.com is from Amy Jorgensen and Liz Gross, which was a recent post that just came out. So they crushed it just in the last couple of weeks with their show about managing social media, how to manage social media, introducing Liz's book about a social media guide for campus administrators. So congratulations to Amy and Ryan, our staff hosts here at Higher Ed Live. Mallory, I want to give you a chance to talk a little bit about what's happening in 2015, and then maybe we can give a few sneak peeks about what we want to talk about next year.
Absolutely. So recently we made a huge announcement that Higher Ed Live and ED Universe are going to merge in January. And we are just thrilled about this pending merger. eduniverse.org, if you're not familiar with it, is another professional development site that Stoner produces, and it is a space for anyone in the industry to contribute content and upload blog posts or conference presentations. When we took over the Higher Ed Live network from Seth Odell back in November 2012, we knew that the future marriage of these two sites was inevitable, but we wanted to make the changes in a smart and systematic way. The merger is going to serve as a really wonderful opportunity for us to evaluate the features from both higheredlive.com and eduniverse.org and bring them together in a new and better experience for all of the visitors. So we are going to be relaunching higheredlive.com sometime the middle of the month of January. We are just super excited and have seen some really beautiful and functional designs from our partner who we're working with, and we're just really excited about this launch. One consequence, though, of the merger is that we're not going to be migrating users' content from eduniverse into the new higheredlive.com. So that's important to know if you are a participant of eduniverse. You can pull your content down by going into your profile. We're asking people to export their content before January 15th. So all of the blogs, presentations, and video content that people have uploaded is now available for their download using the Download My Post button on the profile page. And we so appreciate that we had so many wonderful contributors that we are excited to announce that Higher Ed Live is going to feature a new, more robust blog with more contributors and conference materials, including live blog posts and presentations, in addition to the current Higher Ed Live programming. And a lot of this was inspired by Ryan, who, as Ashley just mentioned, put in extra time this year and wrote some really amazing posts that you viewers really ate up. So we know that you're hungry for more blog content, and this merger is serving as a great opportunity to do that. We'd love to consider you as a future contributor, and if you're interested in that, I guess now is when we can make the announcement that we're bringing a new member onto our team. Erin Sapinka, who is at Dartmouth as their social media manager, is joining Higher Ed Live in 2015 to help manage the blog. So she will be our contributing editor. And you can reach out to her, Erin, at higheredlive.com, if you're interested in being a future writer for Higher Ed Live's new blog. And that's Erin at higheredlive.com.
Yay, Erin. So excited to have her on board, and so many exciting things coming to Higher Ed Live in 2015. I, as a remaining in the producer role, am going to make a firm commitment to silo busting this year. We had a great year of shows that spanned from student affairs, advancement, admissions, marketing, and we've proven in our top show content that we're delivering top shows in every single area. So I think it's time to start bringing those conversations together. We piloted one themed content month last year, a social media month in March, which was by far our most popular month of the year for content. So it makes sense to me to start streamlining some of our episodes and focus in on some of our areas of expertise and where they overlap and do some serious silo busting in 2015. So I hope that you look forward to that. We're always interested in bringing in new show topics and new themes to the network. If you have ideas, please tweet your ideas to us at Higher Ed Live with the hashtag Higher Ed Live, or use that email address we've been sharing today, contact@higheredlive.com. We're always interested in what kind of professional development you're hungry for, so please let us know. So excited about the site new website announcement that Mallory just made. So we're going to be kicking off 2015 really soon here in January with a brand new site. Mallory, any other things that we should be looking forward to?
Yeah, it's funny. I was just talking with some folks earlier today, and viewers can get excited. Some of the topics we anticipate covering, at least on the Higher Ed Live network next year, include search engine optimization, creating usability labs, development of user personas, and a lot more. Of course, I can't speak for our hosts on the other channels, but I know that they've got some really great stuff planned. And Ashley, correct me if I'm wrong, but as you said, we're going to be looking at themes a lot more next year, and I'm personally really excited to be tuning into those shows.
Yeah, themes are going to be happening throughout the year next year. Look forward to February being the first of those, where we will concentrate on student affairs issues throughout all of our channels. So where you see student affairs issues crossing with admissions and marketing and advancement, and a special emphasis on how outreach happens across our departments. We'll be focusing on those topics, and of course, all of our exciting breaking news, really hot trends, whatever new platform we're supposed to be paying attention to, all of those topics will be aired as Higher Ed Live special edition shows throughout the year. So we're going to give ourselves a little bit more flexibility to be a little bit more timely in our special content. So I'm excited. Was there anything else that we forgot to share?
I just tweeted out a link to the top 10 higher ed enrollment trends for 2015. I recently read this article that Gil Rogers, who works at Chegg, wrote, and I have to say it's going to make for some good holiday reading, especially for people paying attention to enrollment trends. So let's kick off those predictions for 2015 by diving into that article.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing that. Give that a hashtag Gil if you're reading that article. Give him a retweet. I want to thank you all for tuning in today. I saw a lot of you catching up with us at the latter part of the show, but lucky for you, YouTube will process this and have the full show up for you in just a minute. We'll leave it there at higheredlive.com/live. It's all going to be plastered all over the homepage. So thank you, and happy holidays to everyone who turned in. We'll be back next year with much, much more from Higher Ed Live.
Awesome. Thank you, Ashley. We would absolutely not be able to close out this show without a special thank you to all the work that you have done this year. As our viewers know, you host every single month, but what they might not know is Ashley's a really critical producer of the network. She manages our content calendar, works really closely with our hosts, and day of when something's not working right because Google Plus has started the weekend early, Ashley is on call to help our hosts troubleshoot and help produce all this really fantastic content. So we're really lucky that you're part of the network, and so I can't thank you enough for that. And thanks to all of our viewers. Without you, we wouldn't be doing this.
That's right. Have a great break.
Happy holiday.
Yay.
Yay. Bye, everybody.
Bye.